happened, he should be able to get you 80 to 100 all-purpose yards. Turning over to the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, low QB1. This was a Buccaneers team that Matt Ryan just ate up. Le'Veon Bell is an every week must start. Antonio Brown, every week must start. And I absolutely love it this week because it's a team giving up the second most fantasy points through 3 weeks to the position. So you should expect good things from Antonio Brown. Heath Miller's a low-end tight end 1. Marcus Wheaton, wide receiver 3 flex play, only because of that favorable wide receiver stat is Marcus Wheaton really in the conversation right now. LeGarrette Blount, I think it's a shaky play. I know people out there are going to say, oh, look what he did last week. The Steelers should be doing that again. Maybe, maybe not. I would rather see it become a regular thing like back-to-back weeks before I dump them in or plug them in. But you know what? If you do, no one will think you're too crazy, except maybe me. Other than that, I'm taking the Steelers at home.
All right, 7 games down, 6 more to go. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll finish up Week 4 for you. You're listening to the Fantasy Greeks. Starts in 6 and 60 minutes on LateNightSportsRadio.com.
need love right now. Lay your body down next to mine. You're so fine, baby, you're too fine. After he goes to bed, remember what we said. We gonna do this right, right. This is how it's always supposed to be. I need you endlessly. We gonna go all night. Tumble to the ground underneath the stars, underneath the stars.
Ready? 1. You will do this 4 times with the left, 4 with the right, then 8 times with both, then repeat.
It's thefantasygreek.com. Starts and sits in 60 minutes on late night sports radio. Keith Green from 87sportsfans.com with Jim Sarantias, the Fantasy Greek himself, ready to break down the second half of the NFL Week 4 schedule. And we will start with the Detroit Lions traveling to the New York Jets. The Lions with what I thought was a huge win against Green Bay, because the Lions are a team that we really don't know what they are yet. They got a new head coach. I know they got a lot of the same players. I've been really impressed with the Lions defense so far. On the other side of the ball, you want to talk about a Jets team that really let one get away. They had the Bears on the proverbial ropes. They made 6 trips into the end zone and came away with 1 touchdown. That's just simply not going to get it done. Geno Smith, if you're a Jets fan, you have no hair left, because he played as questionable as you possibly can, especially on the interception to Ryan Mundy on a screen pass within the first 30 seconds of the game. Just simply cannot happen. The Jets are 1-1 this season at home. And now they welcome the Lions in, who are a much better. So far, they're a much better team than the Chicago Bears, and I don't know. I can't pick the Jets in this. I'm picking the Lions on the road.
I am too. I mean, I think the Lions are showing us who they are, but we just can't believe it yet. I was looking at their stats defensively, and they're a pretty dominant defensive team. I mean, there's no question about it. Let me see if I could find all the stuff I had on these Cats. In terms of, no, that's the Jets. Oh, I can't find it right now, Keith, but you got to trust me on this one. They've been playing well defensively, right? I mean, look what they did to the Packers.
Well, yeah.
And,
they are the sixth. They are the sixth highest rated defense on Pro Football Focus so far this year.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know that site I love because it dissects everyone's execution on play. So if you score high on that, you're doing all the little things right.
Oh, here we go. Oh my God, here it is. You know what? Put that site to the side. I'm looking exactly at the numbers that we need to be looking at. In terms of points allowed, they're ranked third, 15 points allowed per game. Yards, they are number one, 244.3 per game. That's a total of pass yards and rush yards. That's what I'm talking about. And
you're a sabermetrics hater. Anyway, go ahead.
No. Look, these are nice raw stats that really kind of tell you where the Lions are coming from and where they're at so far through the first 3 weeks. And if you put this up against the Jets after what they did to the Packers, who I think most people would say have a great passing offense, I just don't see how the Jets come out of this game with the win. On top of it, their defense is going to have to go up against Matt Stafford, Calvin Johnson, Reggie Bush, Golden Tate, all players that I like in fantasy this week. The only one I don't like is Joik Bell because this Jets rush defense, it's pretty good. In fantasy, they're number 2, but in reality, they're number 1, giving up just on average 55 yards per game. As far as the Jets are concerned, I mean, if there's anybody to play, I think it's Jeremy Curley. Eric Decker's hamstring, I just don't know. I mean, they really need to give him a week off. You can't have a player take a week off, play half a game, take a week off, play half a game. He needs to get things right, and I think that they should take this opportunity and rest him. I do like Chris Ivory as a RB2 in a flex play, and I already mentioned Lions, Matt Stafford, he's a must-start. Reggie Bush, you can get as an RB2. I like Joik Bell for the bench. Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, make him a number 3. He should do well. I mean, we saw how Alshon Jeffrey did last week. Calvin Johnson must start. Lions DST must start. Go Lions.
All right, the Jacksonville Jaguars travel to the San Diego Chargers. The Chargers, I think, that Chargers-Bills game means more than anyone would have thought back in August. But the Chargers going into Buffalo, West Coast to East Coast, making that travel and going in there and really playing a nice, solid game. There's nothing... We might live in a world, folks, where the Lions, Chargers, and Bengals might actually be contenders. I mean, just wrap your brain around that, folks. That those 3 might be in the conversation of the top 5 teams right now in the NFL. If you know, it's always arguable, but they could be. The Jacksonville Jaguars, guess what? Blake Bortles is starting. The Chad Henne era is over. O-V-A-H, over. And rightfully so. But the Jaguars just don't have enough. This is an easy pick. I'm picking the Chargers at home.
How did you spell OVA?
O-V-A-H. Isn't that how you spell it?
Oh, okay. No, I just wanted to be sure about it. I guess it could be OVA. It is over. You're absolutely right. We should be excited. It's Blake Bortles. This guy should be putting up, 250 yards, couple TDs. But guess what? You're still starting the Chargers defense against these guys. First of all, they've got a good defense. Second of all, he's a rookie. Start the Chargers defense. And then in terms of other Chargers, start them all. Phillip Rivers, I would start him over anybody. Name a quarterback, I'd start Phillip Rivers this weekend. You got to like Donald Brown. He's going up against the absolute worst rush defense in the league. Do you want to know how bad they are? I mean, do you really want to know how bad they are?
Yes, tell me. How bad?
I'll tell you how bad they are. Hold on, it's right here. They've given up in 3 games 480 rushing yards and 4 rushing TDs. Do you want to know how much they've given up to quarterbacks?
Tell me.
918 yards and 8 passing touchdowns. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
I'm not. So